Hey Inspired Tribe, how's it going? It's Jean Nolan here. It's Kristin Nolan here. For those of you who tuned in yesterday, we proved once and for all that she does exist. She's not just in the vortex, as someone pointed out. And today is March 26, 2020, and this is the daily inspired live stream, the pure positive stream of life. And as you know, we're starting this every day with our mantra: we're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, and we are free. We're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, and we are free. Inspired Tribe, thanks for tuning in. Please let us know where you are tuning in from today. Let us know what's going on, where you're at. It's a gorgeous day here in Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee. It's like probably 75 outside. It's beautiful. Everything is blooming. The nature is awakening for spring, and it's just gorgeous. Christina and I took a wonderful walk today. Enjoyed it. People are outside. Children are riding their bikes more than ever. We see more kids than ever outside. Everyone is enjoying nature. Is very respectful towards each other, smiling, laughing, having fun. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Jane says hello from London. We're just waiting for this to kick into higher gear. It takes a little while for people to get their notifications and to tune in. Hey Drew, how's it going? Drew, if I'm not mistaken, you're tuning in from New York City. Is that right? So today, if you have seen the description, we're hey Kevin, how's it going? We love you too. Thank you so much. And today we're talking about how to prepare, and we're going to talk about the general idea of what preparedness really means, and in a vibrational and in a spiritual and physical context, of course. Okay, you're tuning in from Philly. Okay, good. Thank you for setting that straight. So how are you guys doing today? I hope a lot of you are spending time outside and enjoying this. Whether it's cold or not doesn't really matter. I want to jump into this topic of preparedness because it's becoming, of course, super, super current right now, and it has been for the past weeks. So we noticed that we kind of, did a little research, and we noticed that all the emergency food, packages are completely sold out. Of course, you have heard about the guns that are all sold out. So everything that kind of falls under preparedness is completely gone and sold out. But we want to talk about the different kind of preparedness, because what does it mean to be prepared in the first place? It means to be ready, but ready for what? Ready for something that you desire to be and have in your future. And we have this journey really consciously has started for us 7-8 years ago. We've had a vision for our future, but it became clearer and clearer and more powerful over the past 7-8 years. And it all started with a book series that we read that completely changed our lives, and it has changed the lives of millions around the planet, and millions of people have created a new vision for themselves. Now, in general terms speaking, there is no set future to prepare for. It is an individual choice. It is something that you feel, that you know what is good for you, that you know what you desire to do and to have. But it also means to become inspired and active, to do something for that, and to take inspired action for it. And what I see in the future for humanity in general is that more and more people are going to want to live a sustainable lifestyle, a self-sustainable lifestyle, where people are not dependent on governments or other bodies or companies or even stores to meet their basic needs and desires. And I think this is highly important. And for us, this has become so clear when we read the wonderful book series, The Ringing Cedars. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, because this is probably the most important thing that's happened in our lives for our vision. And we put a link in the description to The Ringing Cedars. If you haven't read it yet, I can't even say enough how wonderful, inspiring, and life-changing these books are. And it's hard to even describe them, but the basic idea and what the books are all about is about our true human potential, and a way to unleash our true human potential through a new way of living, which actually is a more natural and more divine way of living. So, first, we find the divinity in us to understand who we really are, and then we create a life that reflects that divinity. And in these books, it is very clearly detailed and lined out how every family and every human being should have their own piece of land. They call it a kin's domain, which means that basically it's a piece of land that is dedicated to you and your family, where you can build a home and where you can grow your own food, where you can be self sustainable, where you can live in harmony with nature and animals, and where you are truly a divine being, because it is beneath our human dignity to be dependable, to be dependent on other people and to be dependent on others to meet our needs. It's just beneath our dignity as divine creators that we are. And the wonderful thing is that these books and this idea has sparked such a beautiful movement around the globe, which has started in Russia, where these books were first published by Vladimir Megre, and the the most important person in this book is Anastasia, and she's a wonderful human being who lives very in harmony with nature, and who has full access to all of the human abilities that we have lost, that we're imitating with technology. She can do all of it, because she still has that connection to the creator, to the divine source. So everything that we perceive as supernatural is basically normal to her. And this is not a fictional character, she really exists. And through these 9, now 10, and I think the 11th book is coming out now, through these books, you will embark on a journey that you will never be able to return from the way you are now. It will positively transform your life completely. We really encourage you to read these books. They're down in the description. And absolutely amazing. And in Russia, they have already started to implement the idea in certain parts of Russia that are, sparsely inhabited, where there's not a lot of people. They have now dedicated a lot of land to anyone who's inclined to live there and build their own kin's domain, to work the land, basically to have their own gardens. And by the way, she's also going into very into detail into how true gardening works, and how the real way of doing it is way more effortless than what we are used to doing. And she teaches us through these books how to live in harmony with nature, with the animals, what the purpose of the animals is. And it's just breathtakingly amazing. As a matter of fact, we've been rereading the books for the past year, so we never really stop reading them, kind of like people who read the Bible. We read those books over and over, and we just learn more and more and more, and we're so divinely inspired. So this really completely, fits into this topic of preparedness for us, because we see these question marks for people. What's the future going to look like? What's our economy going to look like? Are we going to have enough food? Is that going to be taken care of? And I believe the best way to predict your future is, as always, to create your future. So what is it that you desire? If you feel like it's a good time for you to start doing something, then it doesn't matter if you only have a balcony. It doesn't matter if you have a small front yard or backyard. Start a little garden. It is not only something that will nourish you through food, it's such a beautiful thing to see it grow. It's such a beautiful thing to see the little seed that holds all of life in it, and then a beautiful, tremendous plant within one season. I mean, in our garden, in our previous house, we had a garden where we had all kinds of vegetables, and our tomatoes. I mean, it's unbelievable how from a seed to the fruit, how fast that goes. And we had hundreds and hundreds of pounds of tomatoes in one season, from nothing to everything. It's so beautiful to see this. And for those of you who don't have access to their own piece of land, or maybe you don't even have a balcony or porch where you could put it in pots, back in Austria, where we originally from, we started, very ambitiously, but it unfolded so beautifully. We started groups and organizations that basically were working on rededicating public spaces for kind of like urban gardening. And we asked the questions: why are all of our parks? Why are all the trees in the parks? Why are none of them edible? Why don't we have fruit trees where people could come and pick fruits? And why don't we have dedicated spaces for urban gardening where people can come, where people can work the pieces of land, where people can actually pick up their veggies and their salads fresh from the public space, stuff like that. It's been going on here in the States for a while, but now is a perfect time after we come out of this initial phase that we're experiencing right now. It's the perfect time to do that, to inspire people around you to start gardening. And maybe you don't have a piece of land, but someone does, and you can work it together. The options are limitless, but we think it's a perfect time to start this. And now I'm going to just tune into your comments here and see what you guys are saying. Kevin says it's beautiful in Bristol, Tennessee. Jane says she went out. Think and Grow Rich is an awesome book. It is. That's not the book we were talking about, though. Yeah, so people don't see this because they think, oh, it's a lot of work and maybe I'll only get, a little bit out of it in the first year. It is nourishing the soul, as Drew put it. And what the basic idea is to create a living space around you. If you do have a house, if you do have a yard, then chances are that you have created a beautiful home inside and you have decorated it beautifully, but you have not created a living space where you are in constant communication with the living space around you. And this is what she talks about so much in the books, where she says that when you create a living space around you, nature not just nurtures you but protects you from everything. So you create your own sphere within this sphere of other people around you. And there are now settlements all around Europe, and I know there is some in Canada, some in the USA, where people that are like-minded like that have created settlements of kin domains where they have all an acre or more of land. They live off the land, and they work together as a community, and not in a religious way, but just in a way of loving the divine nature around them. So this is one way to vibrationally prepare, because we believe that the people that are going to be healthiest and happiest in the future are the people that are going to be self-sustainable, that are going to live in a way that is not dependent on others. Now, you can always work with others, but you don't want to be dependent. And I don't believe our human spirit was created like this. I believe we were created to be free completely and abundant completely, and this would give us the chance. And we live in a country here in the United States where a lot of land would be available, because first of all, we know that not all of the people would want to do it, but we are in the process of creating these projects and ideas to start this, where people that would like to do it can do it. And if you're interested, if you have ideas, then please let us know. Write us an email, or let us know in the comments. Also, let us know how you guys are doing. I see that basically each and every one of you is enjoying life, is not being part of the panic and fear mongering, which is amazing. I applaud you guys. I know it's more challenging than ever, because when you turn on the news, it's everywhere. But however, I feel off the news, it's almost nowhere. Like today, when we walked the neighborhood, everyone was smiling, old people, young people, and everyone was respectfully keeping their distance, which I understand. But I mean, so many kids riding their bikes, not sitting in front of a screen. So many, children using, or families using the green spaces, having picnics. It's such a beautiful sight. It's just beautiful to be out there and enjoy that. Baltimore and Maryland, how are you doing? Oh man, it's so good you guys are all tuning in. Thanks for being here. Drew says he hasn't watched the news since last Friday. Good for you. It's kind of like, again, there's always a new normal. Right now, the new normal is that everything's Corona, everywhere, all the time, and we all know about it. We're doing what we're doing. We're coming together, and people are awesome. I don't think that there's an elderly person out there right now or someone who can take care of themselves that has not someone who does take care of them. This is the first thing that's happening. We've seen it here with the tornadoes that we had earlier this month. Devastating tornadoes in Nashville, very close to where we live here. And people are coming together. People are helping each other. The human spirit is so unbelievably unlimited, wonderfully beautiful, gorgeously divine. It's just beautiful to watch. So this is our take on preparedness. It isn't about buying as much guns and ammos as you can and kind of hunkering down for and expect the worst. Not at all. It really means to think. So many people grow up and they simply live the lives that their parents have lived without ever questioning what it is that they want. And you have a complete freedom to choose what you want and how you want to live. And that to me is real preparedness, to get vibrationally ready and then take the inspired action. That is what it's to us. Hey there, tuning in from Holland. You read the books. Yes, they are so amazing. I mean, I urge each and every one of you, you don't have to order all of them at once. Start with the first one. I don't even know how to describe it. There's a magical combination of letters and the way the words are put together. It just speaks to your soul. It's amazing. So yeah, that was it from us for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, Inspired Tribe. If there's something that you would like us to talk about, maybe tomorrow or in the following days, usually what happens is Kristin and I will go for a walk in the morning. We will pick up on the vibration out there, feel what is going on, and that's the topic that we're picking because we feel this is most current and most important. It is too short. What is the book too short, or is our live stream too short? Yes, it is. Oh my God, it is, truly is. Oh, Jane says the live stream is too short. Um, we have said what was, what we needed to say today. But if there's something again that you would like us to talk about or give our viewpoint, we'd be happy to do it if you have any questions. And if you can, like Jane, you said it's just once a day for you to go out right now, but enjoy it. And if you can't go outside, go inside, which means meditate. It's just as beautiful, maybe even more so. And allow for this time to give, this time was given to you as a gift also. And the beautiful thing that you're seeing is, it's a book down in the description, the Ringing Cedar books. Someone asked this, Kathleen. The beautiful thing that we're seeing, and I said this to Christine, you know what's so beautiful? You know why people are smiling outside? You know why they're having a good time? Because no one feels guilty. Usually if we take days off and if we just are not productive, a lot of us feel guilty. We feel like we haven't done anything, we're not being productive, we're not making money, whatever it is. And now people literally can't, everything was shut down. So people don't feel guilty. They just go out and enjoy themselves. So many people are jogging, taking care of their health, doing other sports, and no one feels guilty. Everyone is just enjoying themselves. I feel like in some ways we have, unleashed this new paradigm of joy, happiness, fun, laughter, and just, taking each day with a smile and one day at a time. I feel like that's what we're doing right now. No worries, Drew. You can always ask the question, and I can always feel free not to answer it if I don't feel like it. So please go ahead. Drew says he might have a question, but he doesn't want to redirect the vibration. Drew, I don't think that's even possible. So we're waiting. Drew has a question. I'm eagerly excited and awaiting this question. Interesting. Are you a Virgo? No, I'm not. It's interesting that you asked before I jumped on this live stream. I talked with my mom on the phone, FaceTiming about Virgos. It's very interesting that you brought that up. Uh, no, Drew. Now you can't. Drew is trying to chicken out here and not ask the question. Drew, ask the question. Please do ask the question. People are waiting. I'm waiting. Ask your question. Kathleen is a Virgo. Interesting. My mom and I had a pretty long conversation about Virgos just a few minutes ago. Drew is staying silent. I'm giving him another minute to ask that question. Um, and what's my sign? Well, okay. So Drew says, could there actually be a future shoot for a food shortage? Shoot shortage, a food shortage. Um, I don't believe there's a general answer for that because during past food shortages, there were people that had an abundance of food, and then there were people that had no food. And even today on this planet, there's people that have an abundance of food and people that have no food. So there is no reason for you to have a food shortage or for me to have a food shortage. Are you expecting this for yourself? Do you see this in your future? Or are you asking, are we going to see this on the news? Yes, I believe we are. I believe this is going to be part of the discussion, but just part of a fear story. I don't believe that there's a necessity for you to be short of food, but I also um, don't believe that if ever you were to experience a food shortage, that you were not able to find another way. We do have friends that have lived without eating for years, actually, that are basically living off energy and purely taking energy in through meditation. So I know this is not the way forward for humanity at all. It's just in some people are capable and even willing to do that. But to seriously, in all honesty, answer your question, I don't believe that there is a necessity for you. I don't believe that I will ever experience that because I don't vibrate at it. But I do believe that people around me are going to experience it because they are expecting it, which leads us back to the law of attraction, which means that you could walk through the desert and there's nothing growing, but there will be an apple right in front of you if you are attracting it into your experience. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but this is the answer that I'm getting here. So yeah, another great perspective is Jane. People, I'm sure, finding they were over consuming with what they didn't need. So this is. I'm actually glad you guys said let's continue this because that's a good point. We have that's also been a discussion for Christina and I over the past days that we have created a system that required us to produce more nonsense, completely useless stuff that we sell in dollar stores that nobody ever needs and only buys because they're in this consumer nonsense mindset. And it's destroying our planet, and we have better technology, but we're creating more crappy products every day that last for a year and then or not even a year, so we buy new stuff. So this is a perfect time to reflect on that and to realize we have the capability to live a sustainable lifestyle. We can use technology to our advantage and not abuse the planet. It's not either or, and that's what the alternatives were given to us by the leadership is, well, it's either or. Either we live, basically a Stone Age lifestyle, or we have all of this, but we kind of destroy our planet. I don't believe that's it, and I also don't believe that what's now being presented as the solution, with all the climate change ideas. I don't believe those are the real beneficial ideas for humanity yet. Some of them are good. Some of them have completely a different background, but it all comes back to you and to me. That's where it starts. That's why I said that's what preparedness means for me. Now, we desire to create a lifestyle where we live off our own land. And to a certain extent, over the past years, we have done it. Not We're not there yet, but will we ever be? It's always expanding. But we believe that this means to be in harmony with nature, and not not misuse money, not misuse products. You have what you need and you have what you desire, but there's no need for you to fill up rooms and mansions with stuff that nobody really needs. So that's a good point, Jane. Thank you for bringing this up. Yeah, exactly. It's a throwaway society, and not to put attention on the negative at all. That's not what this is about. But you guys are right, and you all feel it. You know that we have the technological capabilities to produce an oven or a washer or dryer that lasts for probably ever. I know that I spoke to a mechanic friend of mine who says, well, the technology is there to create brakes that last for at least a lifetime of a car, but we're not doing it because it would put all the shops and mechanics out of business. But this logic, this illogical narrative, it needs to change. If anything, the situation shows us that it needs to change. It is completely stupid, and it destroys our planet. That we do know. No need to put too much attention there, but the solution begins with us, as always, how we live, and it begins with a basic love for yourself, a love for the creator, and a love for all of creation. I truly believe that a love for yourself, a love for the creator, and a love for the creation. And that means to love every leaf, every animal, and everything that is all that is, just the same, unconditionally. Yeah. Exactly, Kathleen. I thank you for bringing this up. Thank you for bringing a new perspective into this conversation. We really appreciate it. And that's what I meant over the past days. Please do put your vibration in here. I know this is just a small box that's called the Life Chat, but it holds your vibration just the same, and we can expand on these ideas that we're talking about. It's not a set way. And I thank you for bringing this up. It's beautiful. And again, I'm sorry that once we jump off the live stream, the chat window closes. We wanted to keep it open. That's not possible, but there's still a way that keep it going in a regular comment section. After this live stream is over, you can just click on the video like you would watch it or rewatch it, and then keep a conversation going in a comment section if you want to. Other than that, Drew says focus redirected, but it was good. I need to trust you more, Jean. Well, yeah, we trust each other, don't we? And yeah, we love you guys. Really, really appreciate you guys. If you feel like it, if you want to wear inspired merch or inspired clothes, check out our merch store down underneath. Christine creates it with so much love. Yeah, we love you guys. Christine is telling me something, and I'm going to have to ask her what it is.
Well, read the comments.
Oh, she said, you were talking about Virgos, and I asked you if you were one. Now that's synchronicity. Yes. We were literally talking about Virgos with my mom just earlier. So you guys enjoy yourselves. We love you. We really, really do. And we'll see you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central Standard. Tune in. Bring your friends, because we're expanding. So we all are expanding. Our energies are expanding. And bring them here. Let them put their vibration into the mix. And let's create this. I mean, this is the time of our lives, guys. This is it. This is it. All right. We love you guys. See y'all tomorrow, and have an inspired rest of your day.